And we're back. All right. Welcome. We're going to be playing some four color beans, or as I like to call it, dark beans. This has to be the greediest mana base I've ever played, where we are playing 10 fetch lands and what's this, 12 fetchables? 21 fetchables. 21 fetchables. Or say 11 fetchables. Sorry. This is primarily a green blue deck that's splashing black and is splashing white. So remember that when you're fetching. But why are we doing this? Why is that? Why are we doing this? Is a great question. Up the Beanstalk is a card that seems honest at first. Whenever you cast this thing, or say when this kind of thing comes into play, you draw a card, and then whenever you cast something with mana value 5 or greater, you also draw a card. It's not a May ability. That's important for Orcish Bowmaster reasons. Um, but okay, well, what big things are there in the format? There's Leyline Binding, there's Tassiger. That's about it, you know. So for the longest time, Up the Beanstalk has just kind of been like a card that's there. It's not like in Legacy where Force of Will is a 5 mana counter spell. So every time you cast Force of Will, you're at least 1-for-1ing because you draw a card even though you 2-for-1 yourself. But there's a new card on the block, Rakshasa's Bargain. Now, while really you're only paying 3 mana for this thing, technically its mana value is 6 because you could pay up to 6 mana for this. So instead of this being a deck where you only have 6 ways of triggering Up the Beanstalk, you now have 10. And that's great because Rakshasa's Bargain is a 3 mana card that's good on its own. And then with Up the Beanstalk, it goes Insano style. Now, I think a major flaw for people building this deck, and even streamers I see building this deck, playing 4 beans. If you have 2 of these and you're drawing like 2 cards off Leyline Binding, 2 cards off Tassiger, 2 cards off Bargain, that's good and you'll feel good, but it doesn't win you the game. And that's something that I think, as someone who's played Magic for a very long time and tends towards control decks and tends towards mid-range decks, winning the game is super important, and having ways to do that on the cheap is very important. Um, with this deck, we do have our primary win condition, which is Uro, Titan of Nature's Wrath. He ramps you, he gains you life. Lots of decks have cut him because Timeless is a faster format. But with Rakshasa's Bargain, you look at the top 4 cards, you put 2 in your hand, 2 in the graveyard. Um, that fuels Uro insanely fast, as well as Witherbloom Command. We're going to get back to Witherbloom Command because that thing is just like a unit in itself. But anyhow, so we got the card advantage engine, right? Beanstalk with these cards, but you need free interaction in Timeless. It's just mandatory. So the free interaction I decided to go with is Subtlety and Endurance. There's surprisingly a lot of decks right now who will try to cheese something out of their graveyard, or will try to cheese you with something in their graveyard. Even something like a Flage, just threatening a Flage to be cast from the graveyard is enough to pitch an Endurance for. Assuming it's like gonna be turn 4 and they can cast it. Pitching Endurance is great, and also Rakshasa's Bargain is relevant colors for both of these, but they're also just castable in this deck. Like, I've won a lot of my games by just casting Endurance and going coast to coast because this thing blocks super well and it attacks super well. It's a 3/4. It doesn't die to Lightning Bolt, doesn't die to Galvanic Discharge right off the rip. It's got the good old stats of 4 toughness. You can't bolt it. So that's my free interaction. Other interaction I decided to have is 2 Thoughtseize, 2 Spell Pierce. I like to play 61 cards in all of my decks. That's just how I am. And so, could you play 3 Thoughtseize? Yeah. Should you play 3 Thoughtseize? Maybe, but I've been liking 2 Spell Pierce. 2 Spell Pierce is enough to keep them honest, where your opponent's not really going to play around it. And if they do, it plays into your game plan. Like, Spell Pierce is great in this deck because if they play around Spell Pierce and they wait 2 turns in order to play their spell, that means the game's going longer. We want this game to go as long as humanly possible. And so Spell Pierce helps with that. Thoughtseize picks them apart. The sideboard, actually, I'm going to get into a minute because sideboard's crazy. So we talked about how this is our primary win condition. Tasigur, of course, is just a 1 mana 4/5 that has a 4 mana ability that gets us cards back. That's great. Important to note, we're only on 2 Tamios. Now, if you look at this deck, there's less than 20 instants or sorceries. And when you look at the instants of sorceries you can buy back, you can quickly see why it's a problem to run 4 Tamios. This is a removal spell most of the time. This is a removal spell. This is draw some cards. This is a hand disruption. This is a sometimes counter spell. And then this is card advantage. So really with Tamio, you only have 3 options. Card advantage, card selection, removal spell, or some kind of disruption. Now, if we had Force of Will or something like that, I would be tempted to play more Tamios, considering she's pretty easy to flip in this deck. Like, we got the Brainstorm, up the Beanstalk, Uro. Tammy's pretty easy to flip. I've found that in games where she does flip, I don't often, how would I say, in games where Tamio has flipped, she is not what won me the game. Like, buying cards back with her it's a great decision to make because she does not stick around. Tamio is very removable right now. Buying cards back is great when you're able to with Tamio. Do it, assuming all else being equal. But the cards you can buy back really aren't that great. We don't have an actual counter spell we can get back with Tamio. Spell Pierce is cute, but if your opponent knows about Spell Pierce, odds are they can play around it. So be aware of that. This is also a very mana hungry deck. Now that I messed up all the cards, because we're a Leyline Binding deck, there's always the contention of, do you play all 5 lands, all 5 land types? I've opted for no. I've opted for no basics. I was running a basic island and a basic forest, and I thought to myself, well, if my opponent's casting Blood Moon, is basic island and basic forest going to get me through the day? Absolutely not is the answer. So I just decided cut it for more consistent mana, some fetch lands. We have 3 utility fetchables. We have 2 non-blue lands, and we have to keep track of our fetches because of that, like how we're fetching and whatnot. But anyhow, we get Leyline Binding. It's the best card. Woohoo! This card is not a windmill slam against show and tell as you might think, but it's pretty good. Like, it's not like I when I was playing blue white control, where you'd play domain, you'd have like Teferis, and then you'd shove this in under a show and tell, and then it's just kind of GG's because they're not allowed to cast spells. It's not a total lockout, but it's really good. Time for the sideboard. Sideboard is all over the place, so bear with me here. I'm gonna go over the 2 ofs and then I'll go over the 3 ofs. So Veil of Summer, I only want 2 of this card. I've played Veil of Summer a lot, and I've come to the decision for basically every deck that isn't a combo deck, if you're gonna have Veil of Summer, you only really want 2. So you can cut the 2 Thoughtseize or the 2 Spell Pierce for 2 Veil of Summer. That's it. Lavinia is for show and tell, and for any deck that's playing 0 mana interaction, like Flare Denial decks, this thing shuts down very well. It shuts off. I was playing against a was it mono blue? I forget. I think it was blue Belcher or something like that. Yeah, I think it was blue Belcher. And I put in Lavinia. It's playing all these cards that those 2 drops that when they enter the battlefield they get a Flare Denial. Well, Flare Denial doesn't work because of Lavinia. You can't cast spells for free. They're automatically countered. And your opponent can't cast spells with greater mana value than the number of lands they have in play, so they can't cheat things out with Dark Ritual. Oh, sorry, it stipulates non-creature, but still, very relevant. Mystic Dispute, just strictly better than Spell Pierce. Notice when I'm building a sideboard, I really want it to just be like, pull this card out, and it not have to be a huge decision, because you can get into decision fatigue and then you just start making bad choices. 2 Toxic Deluge for energy, Force of Vigor. So this is my answer for Blood Moon. And people might think, oh, well, that's a dumb answer for Blood Moon. Well, it's a relevant answer. I can also just leyline binding it in response, like, you know. Oh no, wait, no, you can't, because of how timing works. No worries, you can't do that. Don't try to do that. But Force of Vigor, you can do that under a Blood Moon. You can cast Bargain under a Blood Moon. That can find you the Force of Vigor and then free yourself. Ending is great versus that pile of dog shit known as Boros Energy. Surgical Extraction is relevant for many different reasons, and Surgical in this deck, where you might think to yourself, well, dude, you're only playing 2 Thoughtseize. Why are you playing Surgical? Introducing the best card in this deck. It's not even close. Witherbloom Command. And you might think that's an over exaggeration, but this thing, every mode destroys energy. Target player mills 3 and you get a land back. That's make sure I don't get land screwed on my 3rd land drop, because this deck needs its 3rd land drop. We got Uro, we have Endurance, we have the Bargain, we could have Tassiger's a 3-drop play. Very important that we hit our 3rd land drop. And in the sideboard, Toxic Deluge. Destroy target non-creature, non-land permanent with mana value 2 or less. Oh, you mean like Flip to Johnny? You mean like the Goblin Bombardment? You mean like Static Prison? Oh, and in the sideboard, Unlicensed First. Very good. Give target creature -3, -1. That kills the Amped Raptor. That kills the Pride Mage. The Oxalotl. I'm forgetting. The 1-drop cat. And then, as a buffer, drain your opponent for 2, you gain 2. Every mode there is relevant. This card does so much for the deck, it's hard to describe it until you see it. So milling your opponent for 3 and then you get a land back, yeah, and then just surgical something that you hit, it's very good. It's very good. But enough blabbering. Enough me gushing grannies. Let's see how the deck plays. I've been playing the deck for, I don't know, the last week now. I saw in Legacy be excellent start playing it in a Sultai shell, and I love Sultai colors. When I first got into Magic, I was drafting Khans of Tarkir, and I loved the Sultai and the whole delve mechanic. That was really, really good. Okay, so this hand, when you look at if they have a companion, so this is either blue-black or it's energy. I like this hand against both of those decks. So I can go turn 1, shock this in, and I can shuffle away some bad cards depending on the circumstance. Let's see. Are we against energy? Ooh. Thoughtseize. Great card. Okay, let's shuffle. I think I hide 2 bargains here. Yep, I'm going to hide 2 bargains. So he might take my plow. Interesting. So he took the Thoughtseize. So now why would he take Thoughtseize here? I'm going to put this in tapped and then just pass. Okay, so we're against Mardu energy. Thoughtseize me again. I will Spell Pierce this. There's few things in this matchup I can Spell Pierce. Yep, Guide to Souls, sure. I don't mind taking the 2 damage if I have to plow this, if he has like a Pride or something like that. I guess I could have played the fetch. He does not have Flage. Amped Raptor. Do I care? Let's see what he hits. So I'm fine with him getting 1 energy here, because that gives him 3. Thoughtseize me. Okay. So this Thoughtseize, I'm going to let it resolve. So, wow, that's 3 Thoughtseize. Yeah, you probably just take the plow, huh? Yeah. So he can hit me for 1. Yep. All right, now let's bargain. Yep. This is what I'm talking about, baby. So I'm gonna pick up this, pick up this. Yep, Rose in the bin. Leyline binding is there. So we got blue, sorry, green, green, blue, and so I'm gonna get another blue source here. I think I'll get. Do we get another hollowed fountain? Yep, we can get another hollowed fountain. Cast this from my graveyard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, let's eat these cards. Yep, and that's it. Good games. Because there's no real answer for him from Uro. Like he can plow this. You know, we got it. We got it lined up. All right, so post board. So Thoughtseize. I'm going to remove my Thoughtseizes for 2 Toxic Deluge because that's going to answer his board. Spell Pierce was cute there, but it's just not going to be a good card, generally speaking. Um, Now because he's got Luris, I don't have to worry about Blood Moon. He will bring in. This is always the joke. They always bring in Unlicensed Hearst. I'm not sure what it is about energy why they use permanent based graveyard hate. I think the reason is because Amped Raptor can hit it. No worries. Like if he goes turn 2 Amped Raptor into Unlicensed Hearst off of the trigger, you can go Witherbloom command, kill the Amped Raptor and the Unlicensed Hearst, and then you feel like a real G. So it's not that bad. It's really not that bad. Yeah, but when I was playing Stoneblade, the energy matchup, and you can look at the games if you want, but they're brutal. And I thought to myself, well, look, the meta, okay, like this hand's great, right? Like turn 1, kill your thing. If he wants to Thoughtseize me, he's probably taking the Toxic Deluge. He doesn't have to. Yeah, he doesn't have to. Mm-hmm. Thoughtseize me. Okay, we're in the races right off the bat. Yep. Yoink. This is good old 1-for-1 removal here, ladies and germs. Now, because I don't run any basics, there's no way of actually mitigating the life loss. There's none. So don't try. Sure, you're casting a Ragavan, and you're casting a cat. Interesting. Interesting. So now I have a decision to make here. Because I could just brainstorm, give him a land. I think I'm going to do that. I don't want this Tameo. And even after like we clear this, I don't want a Tameo. So he still has something here. Yep, so you get to clear one of my lands. Thank you. Thank you for that. I hope he dumps. Yep. Oh, nice. Yep, Amped Raptor. Okay. So he's got 1 card left. Let's see what he hits. Plow. Okay, that's pretty good for me. Yep. So he's got 4 energy. That's so now I have to make sure I fetch with this land, and the reason being is because I run 3 endurance, so I need my double green here. So I'm gonna get this land, and then we Toxic Deluge for 2. Yep, and then we just clear that. Sure. So we do have the plow for this, and we have the subtlety. So there's a question on how we want to do this. Because we can go Beanstalk, plow this right away. Yeah, let's draw. Let's plow this right away. We do have an answer with Witherbloom command, but like again, less cards that I have to deal with, the better. What would I counter here? Oh yeah, he's just putting Luris in hand, I think here. if I was to guess, because I'm gonna take 2 damage from this. Show me the card. Yep. Yeah, he's just gonna put Lars in hand. Okay, no worries. No worries. He doesn't have 3 mana cards. Yep. Okay. So we got double green. I do want to tap land that surveils. My hand's pretty black dependent, so let's look. Brainstorm. I don't think I want a brainstorm. Yep. Yeah, I don't think I want that. Oh, jeez. That'll be pretty funny, huh? Hmm. Now that's a good question. So I can kill this with Wither. I can kill this creature with Witherbloom command, pick up a land, but then I go to 4 to endurance his graveyard. No, I think we just play conservative, and then we go to 5. We subtlety this. If he does nothing, we bargain on end step. We draw a card off that. We have the Witherbloom command because this Witherbloom command, I do want lands. I'm not gonna lie. Sure. So let's counter this with a subtlety. Yep. Yep. That's normal. Ding, 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 ding. Okay. Now, how do I want to do this? So I can go to 2 and then go up to 4. So I need another green land. Let's get the breeding pool. Kill that, drain you. So kill that, drain you. Yeah, if he wants to Ragavan, we can just endurance. Ooh, static prison? Deal. My beanstalk. I'm going to respond to that. Let me draw my extra card here. Is it Orcish Bowmasters? Yeah, it's Bowmasters. Oh, interesting. Nice. This is pretty good. Because, like, this Toxic Deluge is not what I want. What I want is an Uro. Thank you. Ask and you'll receive. So I'll take this. Do I want to land? Let's get this land. Okay. Pardon me. Okay, let's take my turn here. Go to 2, cast Uro. Uro is in. Draw me a card. Go up to 5. Pass the turn. If he wants to cast this, that's fine because we can just endurance in response. Cast endurance. You shuffle those cards back on the bottom, sir. Yep. Nice. Yep, and that's it. And so, like, this is again textbook. The beanstalk drew us only one. It replaced itself and it drew 1 card. Yeah, it would have drawn us a lot more cards, and that's great, but that wasn't what was relevant there. What was relevant there in that matchup was that every card we did either invalidated what they did and gained life, or invalidated what they did and presented a clock. Like subtletying your creature. Yeah, that invalidated his card. It basically time walked him, and it added a 3/3 body that he had to answer. How's this hand look? I'm going first. So if I was to keep this hand, well, how would I fetch? I would fetch blue black and then green white. And I have 2 up the beanstalks. All right. So let's get a blue black land, Water Grave. This deck does a lot of damage to itself, but you gain a lot of life back. Oh, it's this deck. Yeah. So what do I want to deal with? That I'm fine with dealing with. Renegade Rallier, I don't know if I'm fine with dealing with that. I do have Subtlety. No, I'm not dealing with Renegade Rallier. I think I'm good. So you can take this Plow. That's fine. I think the way I win this matchup is through the Beanstalk. Yep. Ooh, ask and you will receive. Okay, so I need a green white land. Temple Garden. Thank you. Up the Beanstalk. Give me a blue card, please. Okay, we didn't get a blue card. That's fine. Mm-hmm. All right. Oh, Overlord. That's great for me. Okay. So this matchup actually looks to be very interesting. I haven't seen this deck in a while because of the fact that it's just not a good deck anymore. Okay, we got double Subtlety. So I can pitch cast Subtlety, buy back my value. Yeah. I'll get a breeding pool with this, I think. Breeding pool. I'm going to cast Rakshasa's Bargain. I'm going to draw a card here. Wither Bloom Command. That's pretty good. Thoughtseize is pretty good. Meticulous Archive's pretty good. Now the question is, do I want to subtlety this? Yes, I do. Mm-hmm. I'm at 8. That's not good. I'll go to 7, 5. Yeah. Yeah, that's not good. That's not good at all. I still have the plow for this overlord, though. Sure. Interesting. Okay. Uro, please. Uro, please. Tassiker is actually pretty good here. I'm not unhappy with that. Let's cast this Beanstalk. Draw me a card here. I'd go to 4. All right. Well, let's see what we're dealing with here. Siege Rhino. Yeah, go to 4. Yeah, nice try, fool. This only bolts me, right? Ooh, this sucks, but yeah. Oh, I'm a fool. I forgot I have to fetch shock to do this. Sure. So I can go to 1, and then he just attacks me. Yeah. Oh, okay. Or he just doesn't. He just okay. Yeah. Overlord. Yep. You get an energy. Sure. I get hit for 1. Yeah, I think we lost this though. That sucks. Pardon me. Okay, so we're against a graveyard pile of absolute dog water. There is an enchantment here, so I would like Force of Vigor. Force of Vigor, I think, is good. Thoughtseize, Spell Pierce. Spell Pierce, bad. Thoughtseize, I'm on the play. So let's cut Spell Pierce for Force of Vigor. I mean, we don't need Force of Vigor, because we do have 4 Leyline Bindings. Pardon me. Tammy, how's she feel here? I think that Veil of Summer is better than Tammy. Right? I don't know. Toxic Deluge. Toxic Deluge seems good. What's Thoughtseize do for me? Because all of his cards are extremely redundant. I think the Force of Vigor is correct. Don't get me wrong. I think it's supposed to be some endings or perhaps surgical. Like we have 3 endurance, so I don't think that it's gonna be that hard to disrupt his graveyard shenanigans. He's gonna be bringing graveyard hate for sure against me, but again, it's usually like unlicensors type stuff. His hand sucks. This hand also sucks, but for different reasons. I'm gonna keep this. Put that back. I would like some lands, please. Uro, sorry, you're not a land. You're going to the graveyard. Pardon me. No 1-mana play? Yeah, I didn't think so. Yes. All right. Easy to remove. Ding, 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 ding. That's what I wanted to see. Yep, yep, yep. There we go. All right, this Uro is coming in, hopefully. Sure. Does he have 1 of 4 of his Thoughtseize effects? It's probably. The thing I always find funny about this deck is that I have never played against it where on turn 2 they don't always have the Thoughtseize. Like they always have it. He's never not there. Yeah. So let's see what he takes. If I was him, I would probably take the Plow because these other 2 cards are not castable. And if they are, they're at a 2-for-1 value. Ooh, cool. Okay, no worries. That's fine. I am a deck that runs lots of lands, so these things are castable. We're getting close to Uro. All right, play the enchantment, sir. Hit me for 2. Yep, that's fine. Do we pile this? Sure. Well, let's see what he hits off the Overlord. Oh, 2 more pilfers. That sucks. Okay, so yeah, this leyline binding. Let's just deal with this now. Oh, okay, that kind of sucks. Okay, no worries. So he's gonna cast that. I think we just let him do it. Yeah, I'm not letting him do that anymore. So he can pilfer me, diddle me. Oh, this is okay. Sure. Yeah. All right. So you build your own little army. That's fine. But it's also not right. Like, I play that land. You get to do this for 1 turn. What's the thought here? Because now we can, if he casts this, I subtlety it. Birthing ritual. That's why. Hmm. Pain. So he's moving to the 2nd main phase. Sure. Yeah, I'm gonna respond to this effect by getting another. I need another green source. That's the unfortunate part. Okay, so I have to cast this now. Yep. He can sack one of these for this for a 3-drop, this for a 2-drop. And then if he sacks it, he gets it right back. Yeah, that sucks. Should have brought in the surgicals. That was on me. I haven't seen this deck in like, I don't know, what feels like a month. I mean, it just loses so when you're only playing 4 pieces of interaction for a combo deck, you lose all the time. Like just all the time. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. No, I don't have any basics. Ding 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 ding. Womp that. Womp that. I guess that was too preemptive, but I'm not the aggressor here. And this any green land gets me an Uro, and then we're off to the races. Okay, yeah, and we lost. I can't say that, but we're in a pretty bad decision. Yeah, I don't have any lands. Sure, let's brainstorm here. See if we can hit some lands. All right, well, that's a land. Hide, hide. Stack it that way. Pay 2. Cast up the beanstalk. Yep. Yeah, like he can. I'm not attacking. He can fire this thing off. It doesn't really matter. Sure. All right, so he's got an Orcish Bowmaster. That's what this is telling me. So I'm not gonna fall for it. I'll just eat here. Yep. Can we go damage? Thank you. Sure. Yeah. All right. All right. All right. Lose being strip mined 3 turns in a row. Yeah. Okay. I can't come back from that. No worries. So we lost to the off meta deck. That's fine. It's one of these things where you can't win them all, so you have to think about what do you want to win against. And I want to win against Burrow's Energy, Mardu Energy, and combo decks. Like this deck can grind fine, it's not a problem. Against those decks that their whole the whole basis of their deck is I want to grind as hard as humanly possible. Yeah, we're not beating those decks. But on oh yeah, cool. We get paired against these kinds of people. But on the up, every time I always feel this way, and you can let me know if I'm crazy. Every time I'm paired against mythic players, you draw your opening hand is always a mulligan. Your second one is always a mulligan, and then it's your third one. You're always on a mull to 5, and they always get to keep 7, always. So I mean, what can we do here, right? We're gonna put these 2 back, and so turn 1 we do nothing. Plow. He's probably on energy, right? I'm gonna put away plow. That might sound crazy, but I'm hoping to just Tameo. So he's on blue black control or blue black. They call it tempo. I mean, it's a control deck, bro. It's just that our format's super fast. Thought sees me. Take my Tameo. Yep, nice. Unless he takes the bargain. If he takes the bargain, he's a damn fool. That's right. Don't be a damn fool. What are you gonna do? Surgical? Come on, bro. Come on. Okay, so this tells me he's running Nethergoyf. Pardon me. That's fine. Can I take my turn now? Okay. What? All right, the game just bugged. Okay. This pass the turn feature is shit. So we lost game 1. We know what we're up against. We're up against blue black control. So my normal sideboarding is this. Up the beanstalk's great. Tameo is fine. Tameo doesn't really do too much in this matchup. It's just that they're afraid of it all the time. Tassiger's great. Plow's great. Do I want this Thoughtseize? Thoughtseize is great on the play. It's not so great on the draw. Do I care about this Mystic Dispute? So, and this is where you have to think of: am I caring? Is my way of beating their counter spells by just jamming more threats onto the board, or is it by removing their threats? I'm gonna keep in the Mystic Dispute because I don't want them to just have more cards. So what do you see there? He saw that I'm probably Sultai or something, or Bant. Let's see. All right, this hand's fine. Yeah, I can get behind this. I might want to play out this brainstorm just because you can Thoughtseize me on one. I could hide these lands. Mm-hmm. You guys stifle this, bro. Bro, people who play Stifle, I've played Stifle. They infuriate me. They infuriate me for a very simple reason. Stifle is not a good card, but this guy is jerking himself off to high heavens on that play. He is probably gonna. Oh, interesting. No worries. I will let you take your 2 damage in peace. So he didn't. He has a mana drain, of course. Oh god, this is a Tidebinder list, isn't it? Sure, I can remove that with Witherbloom command. I might not be able to. Sure. Yeah. Pardon me. Okay. I'm going to attempt to do this. Now, he could have an Orcish Bowmaster. And I do have a counterspell for that, so no worries. And we're in a really good position now. It might not look like it, but we're in a very good position here. Yep, that's fine. So now can I brainstorm, sir? Okay, so we knew about this. So now the question is, what do I want to put back here? I think I want to put back this Leyline Binding. I do want this. And I think I want this. Do I instant plow here? No, I want Witherbloom command. Do I have a land in here? Yep. So I can hide this. I can hide this. I don't care to draw this extra land. Pardon me. So I do need a black land. Oh, I keep screwing myself this way, huh? Yeah, I do. Yeah, I guess, and then we just shock this in. Yeah, I don't really want the Leyline Binding, though. Sure. A2 here. Mill myself, kill this. So I'm going to mill me, kill this. Ooh, the Banana Man. That gets me double green, so I'm going to take that. Very important to remember, this does not say draw. That's something that's very important to remember. Yep. I got my plow. I got my plow ready. Sure, frog's in. Okay, what do you want? Now, I'm going to let him fetch. Oh, he does not fetch. Excellent, man. Sure. I'm going to let him go into combat here. I'm going to attempt to plow this. So if he lets this resolve, that means that this is not safe and I can just wait on it. Okay. I'm not throwing out all my cards. There's no need to. Yep. Especially when you have Witherbloom command, huh? Again, it's one of these things I don't really need to do anything. If he wants to counter this on end step, that's fine. If he wants to flash this in, that's also fine. Why would you do that? Okay. Interesting. I'm gonna cast this. So we're gonna go green, black, blue. Yep. Cast this. Rakshas's Bargain. So if he wants to counter, he's gonna have to fetch shock. Spell Pierce. Nice. Good old turn 5 Spell Pierce. Alright, brainstorm. You have a Spell Pierce for this too? Yeah, I didn't think so. That's a really shitty brainstorm. It didn't do anything. That's why it's a really shitty brainstorm. For those keeping score at home. I'm gonna get Breeding Pool here because this is my last turn to cast these cards. Okay. Yeah, it's not the worst. It's not the best, but it's not the worst. So I think I'll hide. But in what order? I think I want Binding on top. I'll cast Tameo and then I'll pass. Yep. All right, so I misjudged. This is not this is Grixis, this is not Demir. So push brainstorm. Sure. That's fine. The good thing is that Bowmaster is gonna get cleared with that Witherbloom command. It's just that we have to draw it is the difficulty. That's always the difficulty. Yep. Cast your lure, sir. Bolt resolves. Nice. And then if Lurus resolves, we got the binding. Yeah, I'm gonna counter this. You have the mana drain. Sure, that's fine. So he didn't shuffle, so Lurus is still somewhere in that pile. Yep. Okay, draw. Yeah, I'm just leyline binding this. Does he have a frog in the bin? No. He can get back a DRC, Dragon's Rage Channeler. Yep, there's the Lurus we knew about. You can play the Bobble. Draw a card. Yep, that's fine. Oh, that kind of sucks, huh? Yeah. Yeah. It's only creature in the graveyard. He's got Bowmaster under there, perhaps. Oh, he's got a Treasure Cruise. Yeah, that's fair. Nice. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, so he's in a pretty good position here. All right, so I'm going to mill and kill. So mill this, kill this. Oh, that's just backbreaking. We've drawn through half the deck. We haven't seen a single Uro. I'm going to fetch, see what tap lands we have left. We have this one. Is it an Uro? Okay, we got Uro. Deal. Okay, let's cast Uro. Because we really needed Uro there. So I don't need this, don't need this, don't need this, don't need this. Where's the Thoughtseize or something? Don't need this. Okay, let's cast Uro. Uro's in. Draw. Endurance. All right. So Endurance clears this. Pardon me. Okay, so you're saying there's a chance. That's what you're saying. You're saying there's a chance. Sure, Bowmaster killed this. Interesting. Okay, no worries. Okay. All right. Draw. I am going to clown for 6. Draw, and I am going to put this in tapped. He gets to pick me for 1. That's fine because I gained 3. Sure. I'm going to put pause on my end step. Okay. I'm going to cast Endurance now. And I'm going to make you shuffle. And then I'll pass. Mm-hmm. Sure. Ragavan, Nimble Pilferer. Yep. Oh, I think he's going to try to bolt. Yeah, I mean, I got a block, right? So he hits me for 2. Yep, he can recast the Nimble Pilferer. Sure. So I'm going to let his Surveils resolve. Sure, I'm going to let that Surveil resolve. Okay. Do we want a Mystic Dispute? Do we want to use it? Yeah, I think I'm going to use it. Because this makes him have to fetch shock. Potentially shock. And again, this is a really powerful clock. Yes. All right. Fetch shock. Nice. This is a flare denial deck? That's pretty funny to know. Because we haven't seen any blue creatures outside of Frog. Yep. Pitching a bolt. Okay, that's fair. Yep, bolt's in. Deal. Now we can't cast that. All right, my turn. Tammy. Mm-hmm. So this is a cute combo. But unfortunately, we're losing. Yeah, we're losing. How many bargains did we hit? one of our four, I think. Yeah, one of our four. So we'll cast this. This Thoughtseize is not relevant. I didn't know this is a Delver deck. Oh. Oh, yeah, you cast it from the graveyard. That's true. Sure. Okay, well, we'll jump there. We'll take our damage. Okay, yep. Aha, Plow is great. So let's cast Thoughtseize here. See what counterspells you have. Yes. So I'm going to let these triggers resolve because I'm going to plow this Bowmaster. Yep, Thoughtseize is a good one to pitch. That's also a good one to pitch. Sure, let's plow this. And now we're off to the races because now we can actually flip this Tameo and now we can do work. All right, all right. Up the beanstalk, nice. I am going to cast up the beanstalk. That's gonna flip the Tammy. Yep. Draw another Uro. That's very good. So we can tick up here. I'm gonna crack this clue. Pay 2 here, cast Uro. Yep. Keep this one. Mm-hmm. Alright, so he does get to rag me once. And he can do up to 3 damage to Tameo. But we're in a very different position. Yep. Like if he hits the bargain, he could probably do it for 4. But now he's got to think, right? Like, how am I going to get this? How am I going to square this circle? Because these Dragon's Rage Channeler attack for 0. Yep. 4 triggers. So he's just going to Clown Town. Yep. So let's see what he hits. Thoughtseize. Thoughtseize is a good one. I'm not going to lie and say that, oh no, that's a bad card. Okay. Dragon Rage Channeler. You get Thoughtseize me, go to 7. Yeah, I would. I would have done it. So he gets 3 DRC triggers. Stifle. Yeah, that's not relevant. DRC. Yep. Okay, so that, and then he gets this endurance. How many endurances have I hit? 2. Yeah. So I'm going to pick up with this Tammy this bargain. Another frog. Okay, sounds good. So that goes back to your hand, sir. Hmm. So this is interesting. I'm actually going to attack first, and the reason being is because I can pick up a Witherbloom command to just end the game. And I will put this land in. Yep. Because he might not want to block. If he wants to trade a frog, I'm kind of okay with that. Yeah. Or chump a DRC in front of it. Sure, that's fine. Okay. So now I can go binding. Here's what I'll do. Pick up the bargain. Right? Give me a green. Done. I'm going to draw a card here. Subtlety was a great pickup. So now I want this endurance and I want this. I'm going to cast endurance now. You shuffle away all your cards. I should have done that in combat, I think. Now I can go 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. End the turn. All right, I think we won this game. Sure. So I'm going to cast Subtlety here. So he did not hit a mana drain. And that's, yeah, we did it. All right. I really thought that we were not going to get there. So now we're on the draw. So Thoughtseize is a bad card. Bad card. So cut that. Ending is good. So what do I want versus this deck? This is good. This is good. Binding's good. Mystic Dispute, it's just a worse version of Veil of Summer. Like, he had proactive cards. He was playing Thoughtseizes. He has Stifles. He has Counter Spells. Yeah, Veil of Summer seems great. He's running Flare of Denial, which I do not understand for the life of me why you would be running Flare of Denial, but that's neither here nor there. Do I want this Toxic Deluge? I think the answer to that is a solid no, because we've got 10, 13 removal spells at minimum, and Tamio got there. This is what I mean with Tamio is great, but she's not that great. Like, I don't know, what was that turn, like 20 or something like that? And she was able to flip very easily and get us a lot of value. Uh, this hand sucks. This hand also sucks. This hand is okay. And that's about it. I would say it's just okay. Sure. I want to get a Temple Garden and then this. Mm-hmm. Brainstorm on 1. That is okay. So now, very important to note, there's no more Luris. So he boarded into something that's 3 mana. I'm gonna guess it's Harbinger of the Seas. That's my guess. That's what my gut tells me. It's Harbinger of the Seas. I've played decks like this before. They usually bring in a Harbinger. Sure. So I kept a good 5 land hand. He kept a shitty hand. All right, so now we're insulated from Harbinger, so we're all Gucci. We're all Gucci Mane here. Yep. I can tell you for a fact, even though I have no basics, I can play on blue mana way better than he can. Because I have free spells. Yep, that's fine. Ooh, Ragavan. Sure, I think we let him have this freebie, but I am getting this green-white land. Uh-huh. Yeah, because if he Harbinger's next turn, I'm going to be kicking myself that I didn't have the subtlety. Veil of Summer. Nice. Yep, that's fine. Pay 2 life here. Do I want up the beanstalk? Yeah, I do. Because this is the way I'm going to win the game. Oh, come on. You have the Spell Pierce? Yeah, I didn't think so. Give me a break. Give me a break. All right. All right. All right. All right. We're good. So, cast your Harbinger. Blood Moon. Actual factual Blood Moon? Deal. I'm in. So now the great problem is, how do we deal with this Blood Moon? I don't think that we do. Yeah, I didn't think he's gonna bring in Blood Moon. Oof. Ugh. We'll play one last one, but usually those decks just play Harbinger instead of Blood Moon. And the thing about losing those matchups is, like, you can think of it as, again, what are you playing? Like, where are you hoping to win against? Because losing to Blood Moon is, like, it always feels bad. Don't get me wrong. It always feels bad to lose with Blood Moon. But it's one of those things where it's like, okay, but that guy loses like so many of his matches just to beat me that one time with Blood Moon. Pardon me. I couldn't remember who's going first. So he's on a mulligan. Oh, I'm going first because I had to pick my mulligans first. So now this looks like a combo deck. If there's no companion, it's probably a combo deck. I'm going to pay 2 here and pass. This, ooh, Tammy on 1. Deal. So I'm going to get a breeding. No, I'm going to get a temple garden. Make sure I got my colors. And I'm going to plow this. Ooh, he's got a flare denial. Nice. I have a spell piercer. We are not the same. I am ready. Sure, that's fine. I'm still ready. I'm going to cast this leyline binding. Mm-hmm. I'm going to yeet this frog. All right, and I'll pass the turn. I guess I should have fetched breeding pool. So well, I guess now I have to wait a whole turn cycle because I do need this land. It's very relevant. I guess it's not that relevant. I have Witherbloom Command. Interesting. So that's for a flare denial right there. If he wants to stifle this, go right ahead. All right. That last game where they again, it's like now I'm like traumatized from stifle. Yeah, subtlety's great. I'll take that. 7 days of the week. So now we know he's got the flare, so I'm just gonna jam an Uro into this. I could have played Witherbloom Command with Spell Pierce up, but I think if he lets this resolve, that's great. I could hit another land. Hang on. I can hit another land or another Uro. And we have the subtlety up. These fellers are getting right to work. Mm-hmm. Cling to dust. Okay, that's pretty good. Yeah, if when you're in these colors, when you're in blue black, you have to be playing Cling to Dust. Like, okay, that's. I'm going to attempt to Witherbloom Command, Mill and Drain, because if he wants to cast his Flare, I have the Spell Pierce for it. And if I was him, I would. This is pretty desperate. I'm telling him that I don't have lands. All right, that's on him. That is on him. So I would like another white source, perhaps. Yeah, let's pick up a white source. Put that in tapped and pass. He can't refire Cling. If he casts something on end step, I'm probably not countering it. Yeah. Oh, it's Esper. But it could just be a splash Esper for Plow. That's what this deck is looking like. Right? Yeah. Hmm. I'm actually just gonna pass because again, the game gets better for us the longer the game goes. So if on end step I like flash and endurance and we have spell pierce up, that's pretty good. So that tucks away this, and then we got cling. Yeah, that's pretty good. Tamio. I am going to cast subtlety because currently I don't have an answer for this. If he wants to flare this, I am happy to spell pierce this. Yeah, baby. It's as though I called it. So now do I want double black? Do I need double black? No, but I think I'm gonna run out of green mana. This hand is very green heavy. GG's here. Yep. And now we're in the fast lane here. How many cards is it? 5? Yeah, 5. So now he's got a lot to think about. There we go. There's words. Ooh. Do we just do this? Could be. First things first, second things second, third things third. I'm gonna bargain. Yep. Land bargain. I'm going to go for a overgrown tomb. Pay 2, and then I'm gonna get rid of this Clink to Dust. Usually these lists only play 1, but I want to clear the way for this Uro because I want to be able to cast it and then play it. Yeah. So right now he's on a 2-turn clock. He could plow the endurance. Yeah. Reading them. They do different things, right? They are different. Yeah, so plow gives me 3 life. That means this Uro is pretty much safe. Yeah, pick up the plow. That's fair. Um Well, first things first. Let's try to clown you. All right, second thing then. Let's cast Uro. Let's see. Does he let this resolve? He could. Yeah, let's see. Draw. Uh, hmm. Interesting. I'll put in this archive. Let's see what's the top card. Tameo of my own. Yeah, I would like that Tameo. So I'm going to mill you, drain you. So I get a land from my graveyard. And you lose that plow. Yep. Oh, that felt good. That felt pretty good. Yeah, put that in tapped. Oh my gosh. Just a smorgasbord of lands. And this is the joys of playing green, really. So he can draw a free card, but he's got to deal with this. He's got to deal with this. He's got a lot to deal with. Pardon me. All right, let's swing. Mm-hmm. Let us attempt to Uro. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Uro, here he is. Do you have the counter spell? You only got one card. You can crack this and try to hope for one. Flare of Denial. Allow me to bargain, sir. Let me bargain in response. Okay. We can pick up this plow. Do we want Thoughtseize? Brainstorm's pretty cute. Sure, that's fine. I think I still have a blue lance left in the deck. I should have another water grave just kicking around there. Yeah. Cast this. Cast this. GG's. Yep. And so I want this. I want this. Stack it that way. Flipperino. Now she's really good when she flips, but again, you don't want too many Tameos. Again, I don't know how many times I should repeat that. You do not want too many Tameos. She is a trap card. She is a card that if you play 4 of her, you're going to have them rotting in your hand a lot of the time. So he should probably, he's thinking, do I fetch because there's this endurance? And that takes the whole turn off the clock. That's what he's thinking. Ooh, interesting. He plays 2 Mystic Sanctuaries. That's strange. So he's gonna swing. He's got 2 cards in the bank. He can plow this. And he should flip this right away. Yep, which is what he's trying to do. Sadly, I think a lot of people just don't understand how Witherbloom Command works. Where I can just remove this for free. And that's it. So I'm going to pick up this Witherbloom Command before anything else happens. Do you have the Cling to Dust? Okay. Give me the green. Yep. Yeah. Good games here. Okay. So we won that one. What would I like versus this pile of gobbledygook? 1, 2, 3, 4. These 2 are usually the most flexible cuts. Tassiger didn't get a chance to shine there, but I think he'd be good. Veil of Summer, just being able to interact with that free freaking counter magic is pretty good. We did shuffle his graveyard, so we didn't get to, he's playing 4. If I was to guess his list, it's 4 Flare, 2 Subtlety, 4 Mana Drain. Dispute's pretty cute. Something like that. Something like that. There's definitely 4 Bowmasters in the pile. That's something to be aware of, but if we can resolve a Beanstalk versus this deck, he can't get back up on cards. That's something that's always relevant. I love playing the control versus control mirrors. I think they're some of the most interesting and thoughtful decision making. It's like control versus combo. I like those kinds of matchups as well. I know people hate that it can sometimes be rock paper scissors and did you draw your sideboard cards, but that's why you have a sideboard. That's the game, dude. It's pretty fun for that reason. That you can change your deck up with your 15 cards on the side. We got a Beanstalk. We got a Tassiger. We have a Counterspell. I think this hand's, yeah, this looks like a pretty good hand. We'll probably play Beanstalk on 3, though, on turn 3. Loris. Did he have that last game? I can't recall if he did. Yeah. Oh, no, he did not, because there's subtlety in the list. So he removed his subtleties. Interesting. Okay. Yep. No worries. So we do have Mystic Dispute. He is going to swing in. A question I have is, do I just give up to Bowmaster? And I don't know what the answer is. Okay, yeah, this is definitely give up to Bowmaster. You can counter this Brainstorm if you want. But, okay, this is a lot of lands. So I already have the double green source, so I'll get this Water Grave. Draw me a card, play this. Now, a question is, do I just jam Beanstalk here? And I don't think the answer is yes. I think that we still play it on turn 3. We have relevant plays like Endurance that can snatch this thing in combat. Yep. I don't really want land number 5, especially when we can do better. Uh-huh. So he should swing with Tammy, cast the Frog. I'm going to Mystic Dispute. He can flare his Tammy. Yep. So this means that this Lurrus is in the sideboard. This Tammy is never going to outvalue me. I don't believe that. Yep. All right, so I'm gonna get, I think, a white source off this, and then we have our black source. I don't want another brainstorm. Let's take my turn here. Tammy of my own. So I'll play this land. I am going to attempt to cast up the Beanstalk with some protection. If he spell pierces, spell snare, I am still going to fight over this. Interesting he kept in spell snare because I don't have that many 2-drops. Yeah, so you're going to have to spend some premium counter spells on this, buddy. Another one. Okay. So that's pretty good turn for him. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. All right. Now, if he, assuming he does not treasure cruise here, which is a big ask, we're pretty good. He has a Cling to Dust. Ha 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 ha. So you can Cling to Dust, Surgical my beans. Deal. Another thing that I really like about my configuration of the deck versus something like Up the Beanstalk when it's all like the subtleties and those kinds of creatures, I don't really care about surgical. I have so many different ways of winning the game that surgical is not something that just punches a hole through my whole plan. My counter spells and interactive spells are also attached to creatures that are reasonable stats that they can win the game. Now, the great question to me is, why would he not just pay a black mana? Yep. Brainstorm. So I'm not actually going to waste these on a treasure cruise. If he wants a treasure cruise, that's fine, because we can just draw into our 1 of 3 Witherbloom commands to remove Tameo. Yep, so Tameo's going to flip. That's fine. I completely forgot that he cast Brainstorm. It's like, oh yeah. He's doing his thing. Sure. A frog is good. Sure. Brainstorm of my own. So let's pay 2. Let's cast Tammy. Let's cast Brainstorm here. Yeah. I don't want both these lands. I'll stack them that way. Tammy flips. Tick up with Tammy. Cast Tasigre. What's one card I want? I want Brainstorm. That's what I would like. Everything else goes. Oh, I clicked that. Did I not? There we go. Sure. Tasigre's in. Are you going to fire your flare off at this? He might want to. Sure. If you have the mana drain, I feel like he would have done that on the Tamio. Maybe not. I'm not him. Your go. Oh, he's going to put the plow back on top? Wait, he doesn't have a plow. Put Brainstorm on top? Wait, hold up. Why is it just auto doing the thing? The fudge. Like we could respond to that. Okay. Fine. Game doesn't want us to respond. Whatever. So he's gonna put Luris in hand, scot free. He can't cast. No, he can cast Luris. Yeah, he can cast Luris. Yep. He should. Oh, interesting. He should have picked up that mana drain. Okay. Yep. Cast your Luris, sir. Okay. Yeah, triple endurance is not exactly where I thought my game was going to go, but that's fine. Yeah, we haven't drawn any white cards. We haven't drawn any of our black cards. So he gets to put 2 cards back. But he's definitely casting Glarus, right? Ooh, jeez, I'm tired. I'm turd. Yep. Cast your Luris. Like, we know you have it in hand, dog. Like, don't even trip. There's no situation where he is just throwing away a Luris. Alright, so he hit a mana drain. This is what this mana is telling me. So now I'm fine with trading in this Tamio because 3 endurance is not. I don't think it's going to get there. It's going to get clogged down. He's going to be able to just counter what I'm doing here. Sure. Okay, so he puts this to 3. Draws a card. Yep. All right, let's see. So now I said something, but I'm actually just going to put what I said to the test. Let's just cast this, dude. Do you have the mana drain or what? No? Okay, he doesn't have mana drain. You have a plow? Like, you gotta have something, right? There's no way. Alright, let's get another black source. Yep. Let's see what our top card is here. Subtlety, don't want that. Yep. Gosh, might have to end this early. Sure. Yes, opponent. Yeah, drawing all 3 endurance. Cute, but not where I want to be at. Not where I want to be at. I mean, if he wants to swing, he's got to swing pretty hard, but he probably doesn't want to swing. Okay, he drew the plow. Nice. If we hit Witherbloom command, this game is back in our favor. Oh, I should have fetched another green source. This deck is very green heavy or green hungry, and you forget that pretty quickly. Okay, we didn't hit Witherbloom command, so we're dead. All right, so now I'm gonna be on the play. Mystic Dispute, you suck. Thoughtseize, you rule. I think that's about it. Yeah, like again, we run that game. We had 10 pieces of onboard removal. We 13 if you include Witherbloom command. Our deck decided to give us none of them. What can you do, really? So he's sideboarding. I don't know for what though. Like, there's not really anything to sideboard for. He might be taking out the surgicals. I mean, I don't know, man. Surgical's fine. Like, I am an Uro deck after all. Oh, my opponent might have disconnected because there's nothing. There's no big thonking that has to happen for the sideboarding. Like, if your sideboard consists of you having to shift like most of your sideboard in, that's a transformational sideboard, and you should kind of have already mapped the cards out in your head that you should go in and out. I've played at many different levels for tournament play, and the best rule or best advice I can give you for just being a better player is just being prepared with your sideboarding, knowing the outline of how do I sideboard, what cards do I take out, what cards are intrinsic to my plan, which cards are not. Like this hand, great example. This doesn't do anything. This wins me the game, but he might still have spell snares, which is a terrible card, but if he has it, it's pretty good. So I'm going to mulligan. This hand is much better. I don't need 2 of the banana band though. So I'm going to put that away. Now this is unfortunate, but we are going to have to cast this later. Yeah, that's good. Brainstorm's good. More cards in the graveyard for the banana man is a good thing. Banana man is not that good. I shouldn't have played that land. These are good reasons why you don't want to play that land out. I think we have to hide both these. Because I need a black land. But now I need a green land. Yep, Witherbloom command is good, but we need a green land. So he doesn't run Spell Pierce. Cling to Dust, Ending. I think it's Mana Drain. Yeah, let's get Mana Drain out of the mix. Because Prismatic Ending is pretty bad versus my deck. Like, paying 3 mana to remove a 3-drop, pretty bad from his side, considering he's down on lands most of the time. Oh, that's a beautiful snow-covered island. I love that island. Play fetch, pass. I hope that my deck will give me a green source. That's relevant. That's not that relevant. Well, give me a green card. Good old Moto Bug. Yeah, you wanna sack? Yeah, I didn't think so. That's it. That's all I got. Okay. Yep, you can keep hitting your land drops there. So if he's smart, he's gonna counter my Witherbloom command. Does he have to though? No, and I don't have to cast it. I can do this on his upkeep. That's what I'll do. So this is a black heavy hand, so I'm going to fetch in the upkeep. And I'm going to attempt to bargain. There we go. So now if he wants to counter this, he's got to do it now. Oh my god, he just lets that resolve? You're a maniac. So I'm going to get this free card, and I'm going to get this other free card. Or do I want this guaranteed green source? I would like this. That is insane. This man is crazy. Yeah, it says a card. That's good. I mean, yeah, he definitely needs that brainstorm. But like, really? Holy smokes. So we can go Witherbloom Command. I don't know if I want to hold on to Witherbloom Command. Like, again, he's going to play a land. He needs to put a threat down on the board. And that's where Up the Beanstalk comes in. Because these draw me cards. His graveyard's not fat yet. So this is 4. Phantasmal Shieldback. Fantastic Shieldback. Oh my gosh, this is great. This is very good. This is very, very good. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. So we're going to remove this, and he's going to cast a spell. Oh my gosh, this is great. So I'm going to kill this. So the sack trigger happens. How's this work, actually? So he can flare in response. And then I can go Up the Beanstalk. Yep. Okay. So he's just letting it happen. So that means he's got a mana drain in hand. All right. So he's going to counter this Witherbloom command. Yep. Okay. I don't know what the point of that was. Do I want this hedge maze? Or do I just want another land? I'm actually just going to pick up this fetch land. Okay. Pay 2. Cast the beans. Do you have the spell snare? Yeah. Okay, so he's kicking himself now. That's fine. You want to mana drain this? Be my guest. Oh my gosh. Sure, put mana drain on top. But how are you drawing that? Mana drain. Okay, sure. So he's got another mana drain. Deal. Now he's not running Glorious anymore. So that means he brought back in Subtlety. Okay. But now what? Like, that's the thing. Now what? Because we're going to keep re-upping on lands. Okay, that's pretty good. No, I'm not going to lie. That's pretty good. Yep, that's good. 1, 2, 3. Frog's good. Let's get me a Temple Garden. I'm gonna attempt to just cast this Endurance. He might be smart. He might be not. He's thinking. Okay, let's get it. Hide your graveyard. So now drain. So I got a 9. He goes to 14. I'm getting more lands back. Still no Uro. Okay. So the beanstalks have been answered. Sure. I do have to answer this stupid mana drain. So we were mana screwed, and now we're mana flooded. Oh, I thought he was gonna plow on end step for sure. Mm-hmm. Do I want to block? No, he's just gonna plow this. So I go up to 12. Okay, that's pretty good for me. Sure. Can I get a card, please, that will answer this? Probably not. Yeah, this is where it just sucks. Yeah. Yeah, we lost. But we lost like we didn't play poorly. We just drew 8 lands. Yeah, 8 lands in a row. Anyhow, that's recap for the deck. We're playing late at night, and you can get very strange people playing at that time. But the deck overall was great. Again, Spell Pierce is the card to watch for because I don't know how good it is. Like Subtlety Thoughtseize has been pretty good. Spell Pierce has just been like an okay card. So it's always the card on the chopping block. And the question that you should answer is okay, well, what card could have helped in any of those matchups? Veil of Summer, maybe, right? Like you and permanents you control game Hexproof from blue and black. That's pretty good. Um, like that's a good card to be having. Subtlety, or sorry, not subtlety, sorry, Solitude. I don't even, it's so late, I'm forgetting how to spell Sol. Like, do you want to run 2 Solitudes and just like max out on your creature removal? Could be, right? Could be. It's a 5 mana card, so buyer beware. Um, it does give you more cards for beans. Where are we here? It gives you more cards for beans. Um, Overlord is another one that can trigger beans. Overlord of the Belmerk. How do I feel about him? Again, most games I feel like I just can't find an Uro. I feel like Overlord of the Belmerk is something that's just more castable. And again, it triggers beans because it's 5 mana. So that there's always that. But going like turn 2 Overlord versus a deck like that, I mean, you play it, you get to pick up back one of your subtleties or your endurances, your air quotes free interaction. Um, Seems fine. Anyhow, that's enough for me. I'm exhausted, and yeah,